Hi there, welcome to another interesting video on Vibe Code Wiki. Now in this video, I was building something and I just decided why not record, some of the process for the inspiration of others who are just getting started with vibe coding like me, for their inspiration and confidence, telling them that they can approach an expedition in the realm of vibe coding without reservations as I am. I'm just undertaking this, no real pre-research, and I've started building stuff. In fact, this application which I'm working on at the moment, I intend to publicize for free. Basically, it's a productivity tool that will enhance your ability for virality on X. I'm building it for my personal productivity, but then I will publicize it, considering that X has decided to open source the algorithm of the feed. Now, considering it's open source, that means it's understudyable by you, or in this case by AI, and then can be factored into your next viral post. So that's the essence of this. But personally, I don't write content with AI. So part of the prompting for this is that it should retain much of your wordings, even though it's attempting to rewrite it for virality, it has to maintain much of your wordings. So that's part of the prompt for this. Not to worry, I'm going to reveal the prompt used. So for that, I've started an X account for Vibe Code Wiki, which you can follow. Do well to follow. I'll also be putting up this post here with the associated prompt in the next thread. So video on the first post, then following that will be the prompt. Okay, so interesting stuff that Google has decided to open source its algorithm. So virality is now more definable. So remember that I've already provided a prompt here, which I'll provide to you later on. In fact, I use Grok to generate the prompt because Grok is versed with X. So I told it to go through the entire algorithm, and then create a prompt that I'll provide to AI Studio. Now, AI Studio is free. People don't think that it's efficient when it comes to coding production-ready applications, but I believe it is. To a large extent, it is. And this will be one of the applications that I'll be releasing to the public, even as a newbie to vibe coding, okay? So I've provided the prompt. I've also discussed with it a bit, and this is where we're at. So I wanted the first application to be very simple, not much back-end stuff, just very simple, no auth and all that, you see, so that it can be shipped very quickly. So just before recording this video, I told that I want the ability to be able to dictate the draft. So instead of typing your draft for, so for this one, you would have to, have created the post, a draft of it at least, then you type it here and it will optimize for virality. I'll show you how it's meant to work, okay, while retaining much of your wordings. So I would have to edit this, factoring X open source algo while retaining your original wording for maximum virality. So you see, you have to refine this. I gave it this text and it didn't try to modify it for grammar correctness. So that's something you'll need to work on yourself. Now, I told it to add this, okay? And I told it that, right now Mike is in use, interestingly. So let's see how it's faring in terms of, so I'd have to optimize this. It's not very good in scribing. Yes, you see all this spacing here, so I'll have to modify it with the prompt. Let's leave it at that. And the speed too is not aligning. So estimated health, let me stop this. Estimated health of this tweet Aziz is 40 based on certain parameters such as hook strength, engagement triggers, visual density. Now you can add the vibe or nature of your profile, but I wouldn't. Let me just click on optimize for virality so you'll see how this works. Then we'll go from there. So I told you to give different results with different grading, just so that you can also learn in the course of using this. Okay, so this is now, this has to be optimized. Okay, so you see what it wrote here now. Wow, I don't know if there is mic in the draft. So there is actually mic, because I wanted to retain much of your wording so that it's not an AI slop type of tweet eventually. So I told you that right now mic isn't used, interestingly. So let's see how it's faring in terms of, so I would have to optimize this. So let's see what it wrote here. Mic isn't being used inherently, interestingly, right now. So let's see how it fares. It added an emoji, which is good. I'm going to have to optimize this. It's not very good at inscribing yet, and you'll see all this empty space. I'll modify the prompt and leave it at that. The speed isn't aligning, still estimating. Now, its thought process focuses on the build in public vibe, uses a curiosity gap hook and an open-ended question to drive replies. So there's a learning element to this. So I wanted to highlight the strategy used for each grading. So which the algorithm prioritizes for dwell time. Here uses a thread-like structure to increase readability and save potential. So this one is targeting based on the algorithm. Bookmarks is a factor. So when people bookmark, it gives a signal for virality. So here I told the system mic isn't used, interestingly enough. Let's see how it fares, but I definitely have to optimize this. Okay. Anyway, I used it for a recent, did I? Yes, I used it for a recent tweet. Anyway, let's not go into that. So you have different options. This is 90% virality. The inscribing is not very good, and mic isn't being used, interestingly, yet. So there's an emoji. So of course, the draft that we provided is not perfect. So you see, it wouldn't be able to do much. So it factors in the algorithm while maintaining your wording, which I like. You know, I want where a situation where you'd actually be writing the tweet. So there's no auth here. You'd have to manually paste the tweet in, and I'm going to publish this eventually. So the building aspect is very simple. I've told it to add my Twitter account, website for contact. I'm going to put this on a subdomain, by the way. I wouldn't put it on a stand domain because I'm using I'm building a landing page and an eventual website for vibe code. So I have the domain vibecodewiki.com, and I'm testing out another platform called Figma. We know Figma is very good for design, so I wanted to test out if Figma can create, parallax scroll animation sites without the stress of having to make the imagery, the sequence of the frames in the video, and it's just perfect. I don't know how it figured it out. I'm sure with some tweaking, it will just be perfect. In one shot, it was able to do this. In fact, I put up a tweet about it and also the prompt, which is here where I built it. The prompt is underneath. I would have liked to put the entire prompt, but at the time, I wasn't verified, so I could not. But I would likely put this post up with the entire prompt. But Figma is very good. Also free to build this. So I'm going to put this on my domain, and I'm going to feature this application as a subdomain, so you can access it out of this portal. So not to worry, I'll put up a tweet, the prompt used for building this. You can also recreate it if you want. Very easy too. So this will be the first one application that I'll be putting out for free. You don't have to have reservations about doing that. Why not? Use this to hone your expertise, gain feedback, basically document the history and stories of your vibe code journey and the tools that you uncover along the line. So I'll be optimizing this. I wanted this because I noticed people don't like typing, and but this I would have to perfect. So this is just something I've added. Now the good thing about AI Studio is it's very good really in terms of creating the modalities of your project, even with assistance here. So it's saying add speech control. So it's already realizing that there is some issues here. Now you have to read the suggestion. So here it says add UI controls to play, pause, and stop the audio for the read loud feature for both the original draft and the generated rewrites. I'm going to rewrite this. Oh, this is a good feature to have because I wanted you to be able to read your draft. at least hear it for your inspiration, how it sounds, readability wise, to be able to capture errors, read and redo it, or
Mic
just for your
isn't being
inspiration.
used interestingly right now, so let's see how it fares.
Wow.
I'm going to have to optimize this.
Interestingly, the voiceover is very good, even though it's a free voiceover. So that's the power of AI Studio. I don't know if the video captured that. So let's put something into action. So this one is to put control on when it's reading out loud the result, whether your draft or the resulting suggestions, so that you can pause it and all that, which is a good feature. So that's what AI Studio is going to do. But left to me, if you're just getting started, it's best to keep it simple. I mean, when you flood the application with too many features, then it becomes cumbersome and stuff like that. So for this first version, I would keep it simple. The only thing I would add now, I'm just happy that the core of it is functional, just something to fix to optimize the audio contribution, like when you use the mic to talk out your draft, to perfect that. And that's all. Then I'll be launching it. The algorithm seems to work out fine. I used it for a post recently and I'm satisfied with the results. So you can also get to use it for free. Again, you would end up finding it on vibecodewiki.com. Hopefully before this video is out, I would have vibecodewiki.com. Okay, now there's also something important I just remembered. Yes, so people will wonder, can you, in fact, many people think of AI Studio in the realm of prototyping, but I've already experimented it with launching a full-fledged application. So let's see, play
X.
So you can also stop it. So that's good. Okay, you can pause, you can stop, which is good. Okay, so people wonder how you can turn this into for public use, deploy it actually. Now, interestingly, I've tried save to GitHub and it doesn't seem to work. I think there's some policies preventing that, but you can try it at your end. It just may work, which is you'd have to create a GitHub. You can definitely sync your GitHub with your AI Studio and then try to push the code directly to the GitHub. I don't know if I've done it for this account, but you see here, sign in with GitHub. Now, I've connected my GitHub in the past, but when I try to push it to GitHub directly, it keeps bringing an error. I'll try it again for this one and tell you if it works in a subsequent video. But if you are just getting started, why not learn the process? Personally, I don't mind having to copy the code and paste it on GitHub manually, which I would likely do. So this is the code here. Not many files in this code. Very simple application to build. So why not? I would put it directly on the GitHub. So let's touch on that very quickly, superficially in this video, because the video has turned out lengthier than expected. But you would have to go. Now, there's also a way to do it where it will be able to write to your GitHub. You'd have to create a token. I've implemented that as well, read and write tokens, so that it can write to your GitHub and all that. But if you're just getting started, there's nothing wrong with, adding the code manually to your GitHub. So I don't know if I can show it without signing in. I don't know. I'm not signed in here. Yes. So I don't think I can, I'd have to do another video about that. So all this I added manually. I like to grind, so all this, I have many repos, even with very a lot of code. Let's see which one. Okay, I have some private repos. They are not on display. So there are many. These are very simple tools, but I have some private repos where the code is a lot. I manually put it, copy and paste out, do another dedicated video about that. It's not very hard. It's just like your folders on your PC. So I didn't use the traditional push to GitHub method. I wanted to see the entire experience. So I copy pasted each file. And this is very easy to copy paste, not many files. So very easy. Then if I wanted to, yes, so I'll do another video about that. likely when I'm trying to deploy this application. So that's about it for this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's not a perfect situation, but that's the nature of my stuff. Ulogs about vibe coding. I don't like to edit stuff, show everything, and at times, capture the hassle as well. So the videos turn out rough and at times lengthy. So bear with me. Don't forget to subscribe to Vibe Code Struggles on YouTube. Okay. Vibe Code Struggles on YouTube, and that's that. Bringing us to the end of this video. Stay awesome. Check the description. There is some relevant information there. Stay awesome. Then ChatGPT, anyway, that's a side note. If you are to enjoy it, upgrade your account, pay for it. Even AI Studio, you can upgrade to Pro. They become more powerful, because they make use of higher models and stuff like that. So consider that as well. Stay awesome.